Hi everyone and welcome to another video. In this video I'm gonna be giving you a short review about the Seishin Karate Gi, and if you haven't seen my first review, check the link down there here, and let's get started. So I've been using this gi, Karate Gi, quite some time, but because of the COVID I haven't really have enough of training with the uniform itself. But let's say it's been like 2 years since I got the uniform, and for the first review I didn't have time to wear it, but like 5 times or something. But now I've been using it maybe full time half a year, so I'm gonna give my review based on that. Okay, let's get into it. So this is the gi. Since my last review, this uniform has been performed better than expected, so there isn't much of wear at all. So basically what I mean by that is that I can only feel that the fibers are getting a little bit soft, and it's not that hard anymore that it was when I did use it like a couple of times. But otherwise everything feels as rigid as it was when I first opened the box. Okay, so let's cut the talk and let's go straight to the point. So, oh, something missing. Yes. Now we're ready. So, about this uniform, it feels a little bit more soft now after a couple of months of using. And what can I say about the actual performance of the karate uniform? It's kept its form quite well. So what I have done to keep it this way is that I have every time washed it after the use. So I don't use it 2 times in a row. I wash it between every training session, and how I do it is that I have usually evening training, and I put my uniform for hang drying. So after the night I put it in the washing machine at 40 degrees Celsius, and I do the whole cycle in ordinary cotton wash, and I don't ever dry any of my uniforms in the dryer. I hang dry them so that the fibers keep their durability during the years of training. And before I hang dry my karate gi, I give it a small beating to get all the wrinkles off and get it nice and smooth. So the small things I mentioned in my previous review is that the pants get falling a little bit, and that's the issue. Still, I don't feel it's that like a major issue, but still a little bit of annoying to keep tightening the strings and overall adjusting the gi. And the second thing I mentioned in the last review was this secret pocket, and as I've heard now, this is called the mouth guard. I don't keep it there, I keep it in my bag, and if I ever need it, I just go and grab it from my bag. So now I do a small training session, and I give a small feedback after I get some warm up and sweat on the surface. Let's do it.
I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet, lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. I'm never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step form of art. I'm never gonna look back, cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change, slowly take a step today. I will never be the same, cause that's what it takes.
Okay, now after some workout I can say that it's really getting hot in here. Okay, what it differs from my last review is that usually when I train alone, at least, I have a rash guard under the karate uniform, and when I train with other people I usually have like a white or grey rash guard with the T short sleeves, so it's not this visible. But I can say that this is a really comfortable karate uniform to wear when you're using some kind of like an Under Armour compression shirt or rash guard or whatever. And usually I like to keep some kind of like long compression pants under the bottom of the Karate Gi, and I can say that it's very comfortable because it's so lightweight, and actually it still breathes really well. So basically I could say almost like it feels when I have the long sleeve one, the rash guard, it almost feels like I'm having a heavyweight gi on, and that's a good thing, because if I wear a heavyweight gi and I have a rash guard below that, it's really getting a little bit uncomfortable, but that's just me whining about it. Also I could say that when you're sweating a lot, not right now, but it's really visible in this gi, karate gi, because it's so lightweight. So basically it's kind of a little like a gray, but that's not usually an issue for me, at least, with this kind of like hour and a half duration of the training. But if we have like some training camp and we're training like 4 hours or something like that, it's getting a little bit uncomfortable to wear it, like having a t-shirt that it's really getting wet. But it really still not sticking on your skin. That's kind of thing I like, at least for me. Now I'm obviously wearing the rash guard, so I don't feel if it would be sticking to my skin, but half of the times I'm using this, I don't wear a rash guard or anything below the jacket itself, so I have never noticed it's sticking on my skin, at least. And why I like to use a rash guard is because it's not a part of karate really, but when it comes to self-defense, there can be that kind of situation where you go to the ground. So when you're ground fighting with karate uniform, especially with a really heavyweight karate uniform, it really burns your elbows, and you know what I mean. So because of that, I like to use rash guards every time I can wear one. And for a small comparison what it looks like to have this gi on, for the last review, just sticking these under the sleeve so it's not bothering you. Because I think it feels almost identical as it felt half a year ago. Still, only thing I think it's better is that it's a little bit more soft. So, sorry. So it's more soft. So at the beginning, when you start using a karate uniform or new one, it feels a little bit hard. So it can actually like give some kind of small burns on your skin. It's like sandpaper. But after I think 2 months of using this, it feels very just like very soft, and it doesn't really change from this a lot when you wash it. Obviously it's a little bit harder, but not that much. So it's really very comfortable to wear. But when we have these little bit taller sleeves and these reinforced cuffs, you can really still hear that like hime or character you give to the techniques you're using. I don't know if you can hear it, but let's give some small example of that. Actually, now that I know this, I have to do a small comparison to my last review. I used this, but it kind of feels like it's been shrinking a little bit from the sleeves, because as I remember it was maybe a little bit more length. Well, I can say, I see in the editing board, so does it look the same? I don't know, but it feels that it's been shrinking a little bit. Okay, so this was my 6 months review of the Seishin Karate Gi, and there wasn't really that much of changes, noticeable changes, so I hope you get some info out of this video. I will doing a new review when I see some changes, maybe let's say half a year from this, because now the training is again back on track because the COVID restrictions has been lifted, so I've been using this gi more often. Do you own Seishin Karate Gi? If you do, give a comment below saying that how do you feel about it at this point, and how long have you used that? And if you enjoyed this video, check my other videos also, and if you would like to see more content like this, consider subscribing and liking this video. See you soon. Se on moro.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day